What's up mga kapayong? It has been a while. Uh, pero ako pa rin to si Caps. Di pa rin nagbabago.
Naka pa rin si Pat.
And welcome to a brand new episode of Pawing Podcast. It's been a while, so I forgot what episode we're in right now. Parang 19? 19?
19.
Yeah, okay, I'm right then.
The following video content may contain sensitive material that could be potentially distressing or triggering for some viewers. Viewer discretion is advised. If you are vulnerable to certain themes or experiences, please consider refraining from watching or have a support system available.
Anyway, so yeah, I just want to start our podcast today with apologizing because we haven't been doing this for a while for our like 5 listeners that are out there. Sorry, we haven't been posting for a while. We took a little breather and it started with technical difficulties like Meralco. Meralco and Platinum Internet is not working properly for Pat, but yeah. And then the other 2 weeks that we didn't do anything is we just got busy. Well, specifically me, I got so busy with work and my other jobs doing that, and so we
Si
didn't
Pat.
really, so we really didn't find the time to do it, which we're supposed to, even though how busy we are. I know this is part of our job now, but like I said, we're just doing this for fun, and I know this is something that we enjoy doing. So I apologize to you as well, Rick. Kasi I know you've been doing our editing and everything, and I feel like I'm just here to talk. Tapos wala pa ako doon nung mga times na ako na yung kailangan lang magsalita, hindi ko pa nagagawa. So I apologize, but we're starting something out today, and hopefully you understand. And we're gonna try to be more consistent this time, especially holiday seasons are is slowly rolling in, and we're gonna try our best to do what we can before the holidays hit, and then continue doing this. Because, like I said, we enjoy doing this, and we enjoy like talking here in front of you guys, and thinking that our future kids and our kid will listen to this and they'll see how we are and they can blackmail us and then just by showing this video to us like, hey, you said here that I could do that. Okay. But anyway, so yeah.
And so, yun nga, malapit ng mag-holidays. For sure, magiging busy. Busy,
Mhm.
busy. So, kung paano ba to explain? Kasi, usually, nagre-record kami on weekends. Tapos, yung
Mhm.
pinag-usapan namin is kung anong nangyari for that past week.
Mhm.
So, tapos i-upload namin siya Friday pa next week. So, pag pinapanood niyo yung mga content namin, medyo late na siya. Medyo delayed siya sa mga nagte-trending. Pero
Mhm.
nire-record namin siya at the height of that issue na
Mhm.
nangyari yun. So,
Yeah.
ayun. So, ganun yung ginagawa namin na like ngayon nag-record kami Saturday. So, yun nangyari nung last Monday to Friday. Yun yung pag-uusapan namin. Ganun yung
Yeah.
ginagawa namin. So, this time we'll try to maybe, I don't know, maybe record 2 episodes if we can, every weekend, para lang may, ma-sure na may ma-upload kami. Lalo
Mhm.
na itong, this coming
Holiday season, yeah.
Christmas, New Year, di ba? Kasi,
Mm.
syempre, gusto rin naman namin ma-enjoy itong holiday with the fam. So,
Yeah.
mm, let's see. We'll try
Let's
to
see.
maximize yung mga weekends and time na meron.
Yeah, we'll try our best to produce more contents for you guys and more what would you say, how would you say that, more relevant, I guess. I don't know what a topic, because like you said, we're always late na, almost a week or two late na pag nagre-release kami, lalo pa advanced recording, so it's kind of hard, but we're still navigating through it, and then we haven't really talked to anyone that has experience doing this. We just kind of did it on our own, so we'll see how it goes, wherever the river takes us. And for those people who know me naman, that's how I usually roll. Wherever the river takes me, I go there and just have fun, enjoy it. 'Cause
Ayan.
that's how life is.
And next, baka siguro sa mga next na episodes or next weeks may guest kami kasi may nag-reach out na.
Oh yeah, that's right. Ay, nag-reach
At
out na sa
pero
amin.
hindi pa ako nagre-reach out sa kanya
Ulit.
kasi hindi ko pa alam kung ano bang plano natin, kung paano ba natin, alam mo yun. Iniisip ko pa kung paano
Paano
ba.
natin siya gagawin? Anong pag-usapan natin?
Kasi the last time na may guest tayo is si Jeko lang naman. So parang nag-catch up lang tayo tatlo kasi that time, ang tagal na natin hindi nagkikita. Pero this time,
Well, yeah.
this time kasi iba na yung
Yeah.
guest. So,
I mean, I met the guest like just once. So last year, nung umuwi ako sa Pilipinas. So we'll see how it goes, and then hopefully at that time it won't be awkward. Because sometimes I get awkward. I don't know, it's so weird. Na especially dun sa mga nakakilala sa akin, isipin nila, like, do you ever feel awkward around people? Kasi you feel like you're very like for the people kind of person.
Mr.
And
Congeniality.
yeah, I've got that a lot. I got lots of friends that I think they're my friends. I hope they feel the same way. Pero yun nga. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully it's a good one. And hopefully there'll be more. It'll be our first
Baka,
collab. So
yun nga iniisip ko parang collab ba siya na siya lang or all of them? Kasi di ba may
Yeah.
podcast din sila.
yeah,
So, abangan
so
nyo yan.
that'll be interesting. That'll be interesting. Anyway. So we're talking about like ito yung comeback namin. And then we're watching TikToks. We came upon this video about Filipino heritage or whatever in America. So they're on Netflix right now. Panoorin nyo po, please. It's very good. Who we become. What we become na naman. Who we become. It's a documentary documenting. It's more on the leaning politically, pero what I liked about it is they really highlighted kung paano yung Filipino culture and Filipino culture in the States or abroad, kung paano ba talaga siya. Which is really good kasi talaga while watching it talaga ako parang andun ako para okay, that's really true. That's really happening. And even you're not abroad, talaga makaka-relate ka the way their parents are very Filipino pa rin kahit nasa ibang bansa na. Even though they're speaking in English, talagang nandun pa rin yung pagka-Filipino nila in the way they think, the way they say things, which is very good din. Na nakikita mo doon, little spoiler, nakikita mo doon na kung paano itackle talaga ng Filipino families yung family issues at hand and whatever. So, it's really good. Kasi biggest thing na nakuha ko doon, natuwa ako doon na yung binanggit nila yung part na sabi nila, Filipinos, we tend to resort to avoidance when issues arise. Like, pag may sinabi ka, I mean, I'm sorry, pero I grew up kinda like this, kinda not. Kasi pag mayroon akong gustong i-voice out, parang feeling ko wag na lang kasi they will take it as disrespectful lalo pag sumasagot ka na. Sumasagot ka na, kaya mo na yung buto mo. Ikaw na kaya mabuhay mag-isa. Pero I don't have that courage when I was at that age na, ilalayas na ako, I'll live on my own. I don't have that. So, I stayed home and played by their rules kind of thing. So that's what I did. And kind of disappointing in a way, but I feel like time is finally changing that. Some Filipino parents nowadays are becoming more understanding about yung issues na nararamdaman niya ng mga anak nila, and they try to be more open about it and talk to it. Not just like, here you go, here's the rosary, go pray. Anyway.
Ayun, wala. Pero kasi dun sa documentary, sobrang typical nun na there's this 3 Filipino women na sila yung main na
Character,
nag-contribute
yeah. Yeah.
doon sa documentary, like yung life nila as Phil-Am nga. So, yung typical response nung tatlong pair na parents na yun is pray. Yun lagi yung sinasabi nila, lahat tala idadaan sa dasal, ganun.
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
parang, hindi naman nila tina-turn down. Like, alam mo yun.
Mhm.
Na- kasi
Pero
alam naman na,
pasa Diyos.
mm, pero yung gusto ko din yung si Monica nagsabi nun, di ba, na yung tinatry niyang i-connect yung issues sa around her to her
Family.
mom using prayer kasi yun yung
Yun
yun
yung,
yung forte nung nanay niya na ano
ah, kasi unlike yung iba nga na nagdi kina-cut out na lang nila yung parents nila kasi you don't understand kung ano yung pinaglalaban namin.
mm,
Kasi nga, to the parents' point of view naman, to be fair, they're just thinking about the safety of their kids naman. Kasi every time, kasi like I said, it's kinda leaning politically.
so
So,
sila yung mga sumasali ng protests yun
mm-mm.
yung
So every Filipino parent, you know how Filipino parents are pagdating sa mga ganito, lalo pag safety. Kaya nga, kahit ilang taong ka na sa Pilipinas, may curfew ka pa din. Alam mo yun, bawal ka pa rin gumala. Very typical Filipino culture yun na, kasi nga, top priority na Filipino parents is yung safety mo. It's not about living your life, it's about how safe you can be under their roof. Parang ganon. Kasi as long as you live under the same roof, you're pretty much their responsibility. Kahit naman nag-move out ka na, you're still their responsibility. That's how the culture is. That's just how being a Filipino is. Talagang
sobrang
it's
family oriented
super, which is kind of hard for Filipino kids because I've mentioned this before. Kung nakikinig kayo, um, Filipinos here, I've seen them with their kids. Kasi their kids grew up with Canadians, and you know how Canadians are. As young as they could be independent, they would be independent. They'll try to be independent. Pero iba yun sa Filipino mindset, which is very hard for the kids sometimes na, alam mo yun, may gagala sila dito, pupunta sa ibang lugar. Siyempre mga Canadian parents, go ahead, just be safe. Mga Filipino, no, di ka na lang sasama, dito ka na lang. Parang, so it's kind of hard living that way na your friends are doing this and doing that, experiencing this, experiencing that at a very young age, pero dahil part of our culture is to keep you safeguarded, bahala na yung experience mo, safe ka naman. Mas okay na kung wala kang experience. At the end of the day, biglang kasalanan mo naman pag wala kang experience, wala kang magawa sa buhay mo na you didn't explore yourself dahil hindi mo nagawa yung mga dapat mong ginawa habang nandun ka pa sa edad na okay lang magkamali. I'm not saying pag matanda ka na bawal ka magkamali, pero I'm just saying it's a lot easier to make mistakes when you were younger than if you're older. So,
yun nga so experience is the best teacher pa rin pala so I'd rather my kids experience things kesa yun nga may experience na ng adult na sila doon pa
sub,
sila magkamali so let them try na at a young age para ma-discover nila di pala dapat ganito kasi that's reality you won't be by their side all the time
that's right. But I feel like some some younger parents, which is really good to see, kasi nga they've experienced the same that we experienced. Pag may problem ka, if you're depressed, that's the biggest thing in there too. Lauren, I think siya yung nagsabi na sa parents niya, nag-open up siya na, hey, I'm depressed. And sinabi lang sa kanya na, stop listening to sad songs and pray more. Like, what?
very typical Filipino
Very,
Gen X and
Yeah.
boomer responses so
talaga, it's all
natatawa
in
kami
your head.
habang pinapanood namin yung part na yun kasi parang as
It's bad,
expected
it's bad. Yeah, it's bad. Oo, kung papanoorin nyo man yun, it's really bad to see, lalo pag hindi nyo talaga alam yung culture ng Filipino. You're gonna be like, really? Yan yung sasabihin mo sa anak mo. I know, it's really bad, but that's how Filipino parents are. And that's how they handle depressions before. Some of it until now, but it's getting better, like I said. Pero if you're depressed or you have any mental health issues, it'd be like it's all in your head. It's what you watch. It's what you listen to. It's because you're hanging out with the wrong group of friends. That's why you're like that. You're not like that before. Yeah, I'm not like that before because I was 7. I don't know shit. I just play. pero, pero now that I'm getting older, like I experience this, I feel these kind of emotions, and I don't know how to handle it because I've never really been taught how to handle them. The biggest thing was to just ignore it and try to suppress it as long as you can. Wait for it to explode and deal with it then, kind of thing. That's how it is.
Ayun nga yung sabi nung pamilya nila yan, di ba? Deal with it. So, what yung parang, anong tinanong niya? What
Jokingly
can you
yun,
do?
jokingly yun. Pero we know that may laman yun.
Kasi yung mga nagsabi nun is the elderlies na ng Filipino community nila doon.
Mga
So,
titos and titas.
Alam mo yung sinasabi nila as a joke, pero pag
That's
pinanood
really-
yung documentary, they say na back then, we just deal with it. Ay, yung mga ganun. Parang,
Which is very true.
true
Which
naman
is,
din talaga.
that's for everyone naman din. Kasi back then, we're not that open to it. Kasi like I said, mga panahon niya nung hapon or whatever, talagang pag may mental health issues ka, baliw. Go to the, para mental hospital. Diba? Hindi kasi, they don't know better.
Mm.
So, but now it's really good. Because I've seen it like with my mom as well. She's been pretty good with it. Been very open to me and my sisters. Na she tried to listen. And nakakatuwa makita kasi when we were younger, same thing, yung katulad dun sa kanila, tulad dun sa'yo din naman. Pag sumasagot ka, it equals bastos. Bastos, disrespectful, parang, have you no respect? You're in my household. Alam mo yun? I feed you. Parang wala kang karapatan sumagot. So you just shut up. Okay. And then you learn that. Like unknowingly, it becomes embedded in your brain that, oh, I have something to say, but I'll just shut up kasi I don't want to be disrespectful. I love my parents. I don't want to be disrespectful. That's how it is. But,
And yung gusto ko doon is yung sa last part na sa parents ni Jehan ba yun? Jenna.
Jenna Maravilla.
Jenna. Jenna
Maravilla.
Maravilla. Yun, sabi ng
Maravilla.
nanay niya, na Filipino resiliency nga naman is na ang nakasanayan. But, nung napunta sila sa Amerika, parang nabago yung, niya yun, tulad yun nga sa pagiging disrespectful when you talk back. Nung, sabi niya nung napunta sila doon sa US is, doon niya na-realize na okay sa kanya na sumasagot yung anak niya.
Mas
Because
okay
she
yun.
knows that they can, she knows that they can stand up for themselves.
Outside. That's the thing. Kasi nga, nasanay ka dito sa ganong pagpapalaki na bawal ka sumanggol, bawal ka ganito. So, pag nasa labas ka na, katatak na sa isip mo yun. So, imbes na you stand up for yourself, you'll just don't do anything. So, that's really good too. Tsaka sabi niya, mas gusto ko yung ganon. Kasi at least alam ko kung ano yung nasa isip mo. Unlike, hindi niya alam kung ano talaga at all. So, which is really good. Kasi you can see that they're turning their pages na parang the old ways are gone. And this is the new way, and this is a better way to communicate with your kids and to keep that family like an actual family. Kasi most of them, even yung mga pinsan ni Lauren doon sa documentary na parang sinasabi nga nila na it's family but it's not really family or something like that. Na kasi you don't feel like it is a family na kung gaano kayo ka-solid. As na pag may handaan, nandyan lahat. Pero is it really family if you can't really talk about issues that you're facing? like b- na you'll expect a genuine response and understanding towards them. Parang ganun eh. Kasi usually, pag nag-open ka naman, kaya mas komportable na lang tayo sa kaibigan mag-open because our friends know how we feel because their parents are the same. And we grew up doing that. Being close with friends, and I treat friends like their family all the time because they are family. You chose them, you're not related by blood. You chose them to be your friends, and that's why I feel like that's more special sometimes because you guys chose to be friends. You're not born to become friends.
The blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. And
Very good.
na it may be a little too late na i-change yun ng older generations for our generation,
Mhm.
pero it's not too late for the younger generations pa.
To
Especially yung mga parents natin and older, sila na yung mga lolo and lola nung kids natin. So, as much as possible, syempre we want to change that for our kids. So, kung mabago yun ng generation ng parents natin, that's good. Hindi man sa atin, although ma-apply naman sa anak natin.
Mhm.
Yun yung mga,
Which is really good because you can really see.
mm,
Iba pagka-apo na talaga. Dun, di ba, yun naman lagi nagugulat yung mga tao na, ba't tong sa akin dati? Pero pag sa
mm,
apo, parang super, super sweet sa apo ng mga lola. Pero samantalang nung kami dati, nung kami yung bata, para, Papa!
sumagot ka,
ngayon eh,
sasagot-sagot ka pa?
ngayon nakikita mo, sinasagot-sagot na sila ng mga apo, wala kang magawa. Cute-cute ng apo ko.
But, ayun nga, I think kasi they're little by little nakikita nila yung importance ng speaking up and saying what you really feel instead of bottling it up.
The culture is changing for the better, which is really good. Talagang I like it. I like where it's going, and hopefully it keeps going to that direction. Kasi nakakatuwa siya, and very talagang, I don't know, this documentary is something talagang, I saw it from TikTok, directed by PJ Raval. I don't know her, but she did a really great job on this documentary, Who We Become. Talagang very relatable siya. It as I like the part of the culture, like I've said earlier, and the political aspect of it. Black Lives Matter, um, Asian Lives
Asian hate
Matter,
crimes.
Asian hate crimes, Donald Trump's presidency, a lot of those. Pero I don't like that part. But racism, that's something as well. Which
Mm.
I don't say this a lot. Parang sinabi ko lang naman to sa mga kakilala ko. Pero I've only experienced actual racism once. Like, di ba? I remember I told you the story.
Pero,
Pero,
maybe it's a different situation kasi nasa US sila. Alam,
well,
yung dun sa documentary.
I
Pero,
know.
yun,
Pero
gusto ko
same thing.
yung, gusto ko yung, na, yun nga, they're speaking up for, ano,
Mm,
against
talagang against
racism.
it.
Hindi lang kasi sila, yung mga tao na nandun sa documentaries, hindi lang sila against sa Asian hate crimes dahil Asian sila. They're also part of the Black Lives Matter movement. So, parang alam mo na hindi nila ginagawa yun kasi Pilipino ako kaya ako ano. Hindi, ginagawa nila for all.
Talagang part racism as a whole, they're trying
Mm.
to fight that. Hindi lang dahil, yeah, like you said, hindi lang dahil Filipino ako, I support this cause. Ano, they're doing it even though kahit nung at that time, hindi pa uso yung Asian hate crime sa US. Which is nag-boom lang naman siya dahil doon nagka-COVID. And sinisisi ng mga smart Americans yung mga Asian dahil nga dun sa virus. Dahil sa mga pinagsasabi ni Donald Trump na Asian flu. Kung flu.
Chinese flu
Chinese
daw.
flu. Chinese flu.
Oo. So,
Anyway, it's ridiculous.
wala. So, alam mo naman na racist naman talaga si Trump. And, ano yun.
In a way, yeah, it's bad. In a way, which is really bad. Pero I can see it's getting better overall naman. Tsaka, anyway, ayun lang. Ayoko nang umiyak dito. Ay, hindi naman. Umiyak
Naiyak
naman.
pa lang bigla.
Hindi naman, ayoko na maging overly political. It's not, sabi nga nila doon, your silence is dangerous, pero I don't get it kasi kung bakit may separation, kung why not make everything work for everyone, but I guess it's really hard to do kasi lahat tayo entitled to our own opinion, and sometimes good for you is not good for someone else, I guess. But that's why I'm like neutral pagdating sa politics naman.
Yun kasi yung reason kung bakit merong two or more sides of each story.
Mhm.
Ang good thing about it is, yun nga, malalaman mo yung this works for you but it does not work for us. So,
Mhm. Like,
alam mo yun.
kaya nga, kailangan ng middle ground eh. So, kailangan kaya yun? I don't know.
Mahirap siya mangyari talaga. And
Kasi kung mangyari ba yun, world peace na yun. Gumagana for everyone di ba? Parang tahimik na yan. Ba't pa tayo mag-aaway kung okay na sa ito, okay sa akin to, alam mo yun. Anyway.
Pero gusto ko yun na, yun nga, yung part sila ng mga peaceful protests and whatnot. Ano yun. Somewhat eye-opener siya. Tulad nga na sabi mo, parang you're not doing enough. Para,
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. Sabihin ko pa lang. Yeah, go ahead.
Sige, ikaw. Go.
Hindi, yun nga. After watching it, very eye-opener nga siya. And talaga bago mo siya sabihin, yun na iniisip ko ngayon. I feel like I'm not doing enough to represent being Filipino outside of the Philippines. I feel like I'm not proud enough. I feel like I'm not really doing so much aside from telling people that yeah, I'm Filipino. And sometimes they be like, really, man? Like, yeah. Like, how long have you been here? Like, 4 years now? 4 years? Yung iba nagugulat kasi nga, I don't know, hindi naman ako natanggap sa call center. Pero they say na yung English ko daw is a lot better than some. So, I guess, I mean, I can understand where they're coming from kasi nga, we all know naman yung the way yung Filipinos talaga na lumaki sa Pilipinas, na tumanda na sa Pilipinas, tapos nakapag-abroad dahil nagka-work dito. I mean, we all know yung English nila not the very best. So, I guess that's where they got it from. Tapos, ako kasi I grew up watching movies, English naman. I like English movies more than Filipino movies dahil paulit-ulit lang kasi puro love story, puro cheating, puro third party, puro kinikidnap, sa warehouse, same old. So parang, kaya I grew up early watching English films with my siblings. So, kaya siguro yun. Kaya, I will try. And also, I find it cringy sometimes pag yung ibang Filipino dito, and I'm very guilty about it, na kapag overly nire-represent naman nila yung Pilipinas, which is, I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it's a good thing now that after watching it. Kasi proud sila na Filipino sila, na nasa ibang bansa sila eh. Pero parang hindi ko lang kaya yung halos pinturahan mo na yung sasakyan mo ng Philippine flag, or lahat ng damit mo may 3 stars and a sun. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying, for me, I find it like that. That's why I'm trying to get better. I'm trying to change up something. I'm trying to represent the Philippines more in a good way, not in a bad way na tulad nung Queen of Canada daw siya. Crazy. Ridiculous. Nakakaya yun nabanggit yun sa akin. Di ko pa siya alam. Anyway, Pilipina yun siya, guys. Kung di nyo alam yung QAnon, sila yung is part sa mga conspiracy theorists na nag-iimbento ng mga shit tapos pinapaniwalaan nila yan. And Filipina siya yung leader nila. Siya daw yung Queen of Canada. And then,
Nakakaya yun.
nakakaya siya kasi, pero ang dami niyang followers, ang dami niyang supporters, ang dami nagdo-donate sa cause nung ginagawa nila. But it's kind of embarrassing na parang like, what are you doing? Alam mo yun, nakakaya. Anyway, weird. Pero like I said, ang dami niyang followers na nagdo-donate sa cause niya. May nagbigay pa ng school sa kanya for them to stay in and going headquarters somewhere in Saskatchewan, down south. So, that's super weird.
Although the
Hope.
documentary naman is, it's, main people na feature nila is 3 Filipinas.
Mm-mm.
Pero it's not the point na maging proud Filipino. Hindi yun yung point ng documentary.
I know.
Ano
I'm
lang?
just saying.
Nga.
It got to me in that way. So, go ahead.
Hindi, yun lang. Clarify ko lang. Kasi baka isipin nila.
Hindi siya sa pagiging proud Filipino. I just remember na I kind of forgot why I got here and where I'm from for a little bit. That's what got to me kasi sila lumaki na rin sila sa Amerika. Lumaki na sila sa Amerika pero they still are embracing yung pagiging Filipino nila. Yung Filipino culture. They can understand Tagalog. You can see them. Can understand it and some of them can talk Tagalog. And then so I don't know. I just that's how it got to me that way na yeah.
Pero I won't blame people na nakarating na ibang bansa and they forgot about being a Filipino. Kasi staying here for the longest time, alam mo naman na parang minsan nangyayari sa Pilipinas. Mapapagano ka lang, parang nakakahiya sa buong mundo kasi nga laughing stock na tayo ng Southeast Asia. So, nakakahiya. In a way, it's not it's one part ng pagiging Filipino na it's not something to be proud of.
It's yeah. But
So,
that's what happened there.
So, I really can't blame the Filipinos na umaalis ng Pilipinas and turning their back on Philippines. Kasi nga,
Oh, yeah.
diba?
Because of that. I just saw this post before we started recording. It's very funny kasi naglalabasan ngayon sa newsfeed ko yung mga licensed nurses. Nag-release na sila nung nakapasa ng mga board exams. Tapos natawa ako dun sa isang post. Sabi kasi niya, go, congrats mga nurses. Thank you for grinding or something like that. And work your hard to serve people that abroad. Which is
Pero
like
yun nga,
the only way to go.
You can't blame them kasi if you work as a nurse here in the Philippines, underpaid ka na.
Super
hindi
underpaid.
ka pa pinapahalaga ng mga tao. So,
It's true.
diba? I'd rather serve other people
Na
who
appreciate
values
you.
me.
Yeah.
Diba? Than here. I mean,
Yeah.
ang pangit pakinggan, pero it's not on these people it's on the Philippines
Culture.
na itself. Kasi, bakit wala tayong magawa para sa mga tao na to para hindi sila umalis sa Pilipinas? Para sa
Mismo.
lahat ng Pilipino. Para
It's not
hindi
just
nila
nurses, yeah.
pangarapin na umalis ng Pilipinas. Why not do something about it?
But not too long ago, I've read something na about that. Pilipinas ang hirap mong mahalin. Something like that. Ang hirap mong mahalin. Kasi, like here, trade workers, back home, they're frowned upon. They're, alam mo yun, hindi naman sa gusto mo yun, pero it's frowned upon Working student. Okay, it's kind of frowned upon, but not really kasi pinupuri ka na, wow, working student. Okay, pero who's doing it? Just the very less fortunate people. Here, kahit gano'n kayaman, you're gonna be a working student kasi they,
It's the
like I
norm.
said, It's the norm here. Normal siya. 14 years old ka. Some of them work, some of them doesn't. Pero most of them do. Kasi gusto mong bumili ng something, okay, you work for it. And talagang designed yung educational system around students that are working. Kasi like I said, yung kahit high school nila dito and elementary, they end at 3 p.m. They start at 9. So 6-hour days sometimes. And then so after that, meron silang 3 kasi a minimum work per day is 3 hours. So meron silang 1 hour na pahinga. So 4 to 7 pwede sila mag-work. Kasi usual mga businesses nagko-close ng 6 or 7. So usually mga students after school, uwi lang, kain, pahinga konti, work. That's how it is. Pero back home, whole day, tapos yung traffic pa, tapos ang dami mo pang homeworks, ang dami mo pang assignment, project pa. So parang may time ka pa ba talaga mag-work? Wala na halos. Alam mo yun? So here, they decided to work around working student, which is really good. I feel like we should start doing that. And then trades as well. Sa Pilipinas, trades is very frowned upon. Lagi mo maririnig, hindi naman lagi, maririnig mo siya. Construction worker lang naman yan eh. Tubero lang naman yan eh.
Welder lang naman yan eh.
Welder lang naman yan. No, don't
Pero sa
lang
ibang
them.
bansa,
They're paid more. They're being paid more. Here, plumbers dito, $48 an hour. Crazy. Ang mahal nga magpara pero dito na pag nasira ka eh. Crazy. Mekaniko lang naman yan eh. Dito, mekaniko, auto mechanic, whatever mechanic, ang laki ng bayad sa'yo. Kasi, mahalaga yung trades eh. They make the world go round kind of thing, I think. Kasi without them, ano ka na? Tama sa Pilipinas, ang hirap. So, yung construction worker mo, sila na rin yung tubero, sila na rin lahat. And yung safety, yung nilalagay mo yung safety ng buhay eh, sa kamay nila, and hindi naman sila natin-train properly. Kasi sa Pilipinas, yung trades is, you work under someone na construction worker for the longest time, you become a construction worker one day. That's how it is. Dito, nag-i-school talaga sila, pinag-aaralan talaga nila lahat. May certificates talaga sila lahat. They sign for safety and everything. So, it's safer. It's better in the long run. Diba? Parang, I wish, kailan kaya yun mangyayari sa Pilipinas? I feel like that when we started recognizing those jobs, I feel like it'll be better for the Philippines talaga. Kasi, I don't know, sa Pilipinas, yung construction worker, magkano sinasahod nila per day? Depende kung nasaan. Minimum wage. Which is, magkano na ngayon Manila rate? 550? So, I don't know. Hindi ko sure eh. Pero, let's say
pero alam
500.
ko, provincial rate is nasa 300 plus 370 ata.
Okay, let's say 370 divided by 40. $9 per day. CP man, $9 per day. Canadian dollars yun $9 per day. At ilang oras yun? 40 divided by quarter of a salary per hour nung mga construction worker dito. Yung dyan. Arawan na dyan. Whole day dyan. Dito, quarter nung per hour. So, it's crazy. Look at that difference. Doon pa lang. Panalo ka na eh. So, I think that would make the Philippines better. Give them proper trainings, and then, ang hirap din kasi, pag ginawa mo naman yun, dadayain lang naman. Para yung sa LTO, yung driver's exam, sabi nila, it got better. Kailangan mo talaga ng driving test. Pero, dinadaya lang din naman. Napiprintan ka lang din naman ng certificate. So, parang what's the point?
Again, that's one thing na something not to be proud of. As a Filipino, resilient tayo. Nagagawa natin ang paraan. Pero may ibang bagay na hindi naman kailangan. Alam mo, tulad na parang lahat na lang ba dadayain natin kasi
Para sa pera.
Kaya naman
Extra
gawa
pera.
ng paraan para to skip a step. Alam mo yun?
Matututunan din naman
It
nila yan.
can be, siguro the rule applies to some, pero again, for every rule, there's an exemption. Hindi sa lahat ng bagay, you're going to skip a step. So, lalo na yung mga importanteng bagay, tulad niyan. Yeah, LTO exam na yan, tiradaya, tapos, ang daming mga kamoting driver, di ba?
Truck drivers as well. Naririnig mo, ilang beses mo na ba narinig? Every time dyan sa Cavite, Carmona, ang daming zigzag dyan, pababa ng bundok. Ilang beses mo nang narinig sa mga truck drivers na wala ng preno eh. Here, para makapag-drive ka ng truck, kailangan mo ng Class A1, which is dyan is professional driver's license lang sa atin, which is nakakuha ako nun. Hindi naman ako marunong mag-drive ng truck. How
Hindi
that
naman
happened?
siya ganun. Hindi
Anyway,
naman
I don't know.
professional.
Tapos nga may ratings ka pa doon na patong pa. Tapos, dyan, sa atin, nakakuha yung mga driver, not belittling them again. Some of them can't read and write. I've seen them. Some of them can't read and write, pero meron silang lisensya. How can you read signs? And how can you read nung, I don't know, mga direction, mga street signs kung hindi ka marunong magbasa. And then, tsaka yung air brakes. Yung mga trucks usually na gano'ng kalaki air brakes, hindi nga nila alam paano mag-ayos nun. Meron tayong mekaniko, pero iba yun. Paano kung nasa road ka? Which is nangyayari. Imbes na habang nagpapahinga sila, part ng mga check na ginagawa nila is chine-check nila yung brakes. They don't know how to do that kasi hindi naman siya tinuruan. Here, kailangan mo ng air brake endorsement to drive trucks na may air brake. And part of your air brake endorsement is pag-aaralan mo how air brake works, how to troubleshoot it, how to test air brakes before you hit the road. So, that's the biggest thing. Sa atin, ilang beses sila nawalan po ng preno. Kasi nung nasa stopover ka, hindi mo na-check because you don't know how to check. Because nakapag-drive ka na ng truck, not knowing what you need to do to make it safe, roadworthy. Ilang buhay na ba yung nawala dahil dyan sa excuse na yun? Nawalan po ng preno eh. Ilang buhay pa ba yung aabangan natin mawawala bago we can make a move? Which is the bad thing sa atin. Kasi it will just be political. Pagka someone wanted to do something better, it'll just be political. Pag maling partido yung nakapitan mo, no matter how good your idea is, wala talaga.
The thing is, to improve a nation, everything is political. Hindi mo talaga ma-veer away yun. Lahat connected sa politics. If you want to improve yung buong bansa. Hindi, I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad. As long as tama yung, alam mo yun, yung politika. Kasi if yung ngayon, ano ba nangyayari ngayon sa Pilipinas?
Tandem.
So, ang laking difference talaga ng culture ng dito and sa ibang bansa sa atin. So,
grabe. Ang laki ng difference talaga. You'll see it one day when you get here. Talagang, I think you know already. I think I've talked about it enough already for you to know it already kahit di ka pa nakapunta dito. Pero, you'll see it. It's ridiculous.
I mean, kahit naman hindi ka pa makapunta ng ibang bansa, you know the difference, how big it is. Kaya nga, ano bang tawag doon? Gusto nila na umalis sa Pilipinas. Kasi they know how different it is. How their lives are gonna be better sa US, sa Canada, sa mga Western countries than here. Kasi they are already aware. Kasi people are already aware of the difference. And sad kasi hindi natin maabot yung ganong.
Kaya nga parang ang hirap, alam mo yun, saan ka ba magsisimula? And pag may nasimulan ka na, ang nakakatakot naman doon sa akin, okay, sige, you become political, papatayin ka lang naman. Kasi
nasa Pilipinas ka.
Yun na nga eh. It's ridiculous, diba? Parang,
That's
if,
what we have to change then.
kaya nga
Kasi,
eh. Crazy,
di
man.
ba, hindi mo alam kung saan ka
It's,
magsisimula. Pero,
kasi ang
hindi,
dami yung vested interest ng mga tao. Sobrang lalim na. It's really hard to dig it out. Parang, tumatakbo ka for money. Which is ridiculous for
everyone
me.
knows that.
Everyone knows that, and everyone still does that. It's crazy. Kasi dito, yung mga politician, like I said, mayor nga dito eh. Wala man lang bodyguard. Sabi nga isa ko kausap ko nung the other day, yung piloto namin. Sabi niya, bodyguard? What's a bodyguard? Sabi niya, Psycho, are you for real? Sabi niya, no, I mean, like, I know what a bodyguard is because, like, you see them in, like, for, like, actors and actresses like that in the States. Pero dito daw sa Canada, sabi niya, kasi galing siya sa lugar na yung tinitirahan niya before is parang, ano siya, lugar ng mayayaman. So, parang, kumbaga parang sa atin, Forbes Park, ganun. Pero ito is parang vacation houses lang na mayayaman. Doon sila nakatira kasi yung lolo niya naggawa ng cabin or ng cottage 40 years ago bago pa siya nagkilala sa mga mayayaman. Naging ganun. So, naswerte lang. Pero sabi niya, it's ridiculous. I've seen those like rich people na yung boat houses pa lang mas malalaki pa sa bahay na yung malaki na bahay pero yun boat house pa lang. So, gaano sila kayaman pero never pa siya nakita ng bodyguard. Nakita na siya ng mga politician. No bodyguards. Mayor, councilors, senators, walang bodyguard. Sa atin, wala niya. Barangay captain nga alam, may bodyguard eh. It's crazy. Sabi ko kasi nga, sabi niya, why do they think they need bodyguards? So I go, well, they're gonna get killed if they don't have bodyguards. Because they're doing something sketchy or someone wants to take over the power that they have because of the money that comes when you're at that position of power. So it's crazy. Safety, firefighting, crazy. I don't want to talk about it, but it's a lot. There's a lot, and I don't know. Para living here for the last 4 years, I want what this country have to be in the Philippines kasi that would really be great. Na pag ganito yung patakaran, the way we run the country, ganito kung paano sila dito. Of course, there's corruptions, hindi siya mawawala everywhere. Kasi hindi naman lahat malinis. Pero kung paano nila i-handle dito, I don't know how. Saan sila nagsimula. Ganon yung mangyari sa Pilipinas, that would be really good. Hindi na aalis yung mga professionals ng Pilipinas. They will just stay sa Pilipinas to make us better. That would be really big improvement talaga. Kasi here, kilala nila ng mga nurses as Filipinos.
I mean, it's joke na siya na kapag Filipino ka sa ibang bansa.
Nurse
yan. Pero
Navy.
I mean, it's funny. Funny siya, pero it's the reality. Diba? So,
it's sad, but it's true. It's sad, but it's true. Anyway, yun lang. It's crazy to think na it kind of sucks na kailangan maging political ng everything. Which it's really hard. Because I don't know where to start because I'm not really... Bata pa lang ako, I don't really like politics that much.
And you have
to
stop being apolitical kasi nga everything is about politics. I mean,
DDS nga ako eh.
Ang hirap niyang explain pero and ang hirap din maging vocal about it. Kasi nga yun yung isa sa mga I admire na dun sa Three Filipinas na yun dun sa documentary is yun nga, they are being vocal about it. They try to explain it to their family, to their parents. Everything, every issue na nangyari. Parang, kasi nga yung most Filipino elders there are just silent about it.
Kasi nga, it's not affecting them. So like,
Para
okay,
is
okay
it
lang naman
not?
kami.
Yun nga yung
Well,
tanong
yun
eh,
na
is
nga.
it
Yun na nga.
not?
Yun na nga.
It is. It is
It is.
affecting them. It is affecting everyone.
Mhm. Mhm.
So, parang I admire na yung courage nila. Kasi, ako, alam mo, nagsasalita naman ako about it, pero sa'yo lang, hindi ako yung, alam mo yun, hindi ako yung sa post ng
Ako din.
social media, hindi ako,
Ako din.
dito lang, tayo lang, pag
Mhm.
nag-discuss lang tayong dalawa. Pero, ang
Mhm.
hirap kasi, ang hirap,
Ang hirap nga.
especially dito sa Pilipinas, na parang, pag nagsalita kang ganyan, bobo ka naman. Yung mga, alam mo yun, laging ganun dito sa Pilipinas eh.
Sorry po.
It's either mapupunta doon, tapos iba-body shame ka nila. Alam mo, lagi doon napupunta yung mga Pilipino eh. Yun yung thinking, sobrang shallow-minded nung mga,
Yeah.
tapos haatakihin ka nila sa social media. So parang,
I was like
hindi
that.
ko alam.
I was like that.
Ang hirap maging open sa dito sa Pilipinas.
I was like that. I admit, I'm not something to be proud of. DDS ako before. DDS ako before. DDS ako before. And after a while, I was DDS kasi I think this is the change that we needed. Someone na is not bounded by the norms of how politics should be. Na people should see you as a loving person, very caring person. And then Duterte came in na parang, fuck you. Like, I don't need you guys. Tanginan nyo lahat. So para, someone na doesn't give a fuck na sa anong sasabihin ng iba, sa anong iisipin ng iba, but he just wants what he wanted done. And then when he got to the seat of power, first couple years, alright, okay. The last few years of the term, parang, really? Paano yun? Parang, kala ko, pag may hindi ka gusto, X na sa'yo. Bakit ang dami nung mga tauhan mo na nagfa-fumble pero wala ka nagagawa? You don't even talk about it. Like, what happened to yung strong man na you made us believe, you made us vote for you? So, after that, I was like, nakakaya naman yun. After all, after all I said, after all na pinaglaban ko yun, yung ilang taon na I think I lost some friends na kaya yun. So, I admit, I haven't admitted this for the longest time. Maliban sa'yo, tsaka kay Jekyll. I haven't said anything about it, pero here you go. Narinig nyo na sa Paayong Podcast. Pero first, umamin ako na did this all before and I kind of regretted it because nothing really happened that I wanted to happen. There's quite a bit that happened actually. Dami nang namatay. Medyo kumalma yung mga adik. Pero ang dami nagbagong buhay na adik, which is good. Pero on the dark side, there's always two sides naman. Ang dami rin namatay na hindi naman adik. Ang daming...
Yun nga yung yun yung isa sa mga, alam ko, isa sa mga first project ni Duterte is yung Tokang niya, operation. And isa yun sa mga malaking issue nung time niya. Kasi nga, ang dami extrajudicial killings.
Kasi yung mga police, meron silang quota eh. So, parang hindi nila ma-reach yung quota this week. Ikaw, adik ka na lang. That's when I started na, this is not right. But I stayed quiet. I was a political at that time. I became a political because it's kind of embarrassing. Na, fuck, I voted for this guy. Pero hindi niya naman kasalanan. Pero kasalanan niya rin in a way. Kasi nga naman, yung mga police din na iba, ginagawa lang nila yun dahil yun yung utos nung mas nakakataas sa kanila, which is utos
So,
ng
in
mga...
short, kasalanan niya.
Yun na nga. Ayoko lang direktahin, pero yeah, kasalanan niya.
Ayoko aminin, pero kasalanan niya. Diyan
Anyway,
mo?
parang yun niya, yung dun sa sinabi sa documentary, hindi naman sinabi ni Trump na i-hate niyo mga Asian, pero the way he talks about it, nakakarating sa mga tao na hate the Asian people. So, naging ganun. naging hate crime against Asians yung mga naganap. Which kind of sucks. But anyway, so yeah, going back, I was DDS before, and not something to be proud of. Kind of not regret that, kind of regret it too. Pero after that, sabi ko na lang sa sarili ko, it's embarrassing, so I'll just keep quiet. I just won't, what do you call this? I just won't say anything anymore. Kasi, by choice. That's my first time to vote, pati. Yeah, I was kind of excited about that. So, tapos biglang ganun pala. Bad trip. Anyway,
So,
that's really bad. And the corruptions, it didn't stop. Kasi that's why I thought, kaya ako rin siya binoto kasi I feel like, pag nahuli kang corrupt, tapos ka, you'll be publicly shamed and you'll, parang, dahil publicly shamed ka, you'll resign. Pero hindi, kakapal din talaga ng mukha ng iba. Tapos, yung mga kapartido, which is how politics work back home, kapartido ko yan eh. Ligtas yan. Ang bahala sa'yo. Alam mo yun? So, it kinda sucks.
kaya gusto ko yung sinabi ni Jenna dun
Marabella.
na yung sinabi niya sa parents niya na kasi sabi sa kanya na gusto niya mag-focus sa sarili niya para sa future. Ganyan. But standing up to what's happening around you is your future. So, thankful dun sa mga new generation, especially yung millennials and Gen Zs, na yun nga, they're standing up
Pinaglalaban talaga
for
nila.
everyone. Especially dun sa mga, yun nga, yung people who can't speak for themselves. Diba? You're good job. As long as...
solid yun. Yung mga naging this past election, yung mga naging supporter ni Lenny, grabe rin yung pinakita nilang support dun ha. Talagang karanasan yan, kabataan. Pero majority pa rin ng Pilipinas, BBM talaga naman din. And last election is wala talaga akong pambato kasi parang na-trauma after the last time I voted. Parang ayoko na lang makialam. Nasa ibang bansa naman ako. Which is very bad. Very bad. Dahil nga yun na yung nasa thinking ko. Nasa ibang bansa naman ako. Bahala na kayo dyan. Pero which is really bad. Kasi kahit gaano ako kalayo, kahit gaano ako, hindi nga masarap yung buhay dito eh. Malungkot eh. Pero kahit gaano kasarap na yung buhay ko na isipin ng iba, uwi pa rin naman ako sa Pilipinas, so I will still be affected dun sa mga desisyon ng mga mangyayari sa Pilipinas. So
ako, pero I'm kinda guilty na isa yun sa parang feeling ko kasi it's too late na para sa Pilipinas. So,
yeah.
alam mo yun. So, parang ang gusto ko na lang is kunin si Zeke umalis dito and start a new life. Tapos, yun nga, isa ako dun sa mga gustong tumalikod na lang sa Pilipinas. Sa totoo.
Kasi that's the easy way out eh. That's the easy way out. Kasi, like, yun nga, like you said, nawalan na rin ako ng pag-asa. After yung last light of hope na nakita ko doon na nung binoto ko yun nga, nung 2016.
He who shall not be named.
Nung binoto ko siya, nung 2016, I feel like that's the last hope that the Philippines need. Someone na hindi plastic, someone na true to his words, someone na talagang kaya niyang gawin kung ano yung gusto niyang gawin.
Did you know na he's true to his words when you voted
Because
for him?
Because I've known him before pa na, not personally, I've known him before because my stepdad is from Davao. And Duterte has been the longest mayor of Davao for 20 years. Like, and I've heard good words, good things about him. How it made Davao great. That's why he won as well. Kasi nga sinasabi nila, yung Davao, 3 times the size of Manila. So, kaya niya gawin yung ginawa niya sa Davao through the whole Philippines. Well, I was wrong about that. Para siya naglaylo eh. Yung energy nung election, na ayoko tumakbo, bahala dyan, takinan nyo. Okay, putang angas na ito. Kailangan pa siyang pilitin, pero part pala yun. Part pala yun ng scheme. Napakabangis. Nanalo siya, okay. Puta, ito na, panalo na siya. I'll end drug war in 3 to 6 months or something like that. War on drugs. Bang! Daming addict, patay left and right. Eh,
Ang dami
masaklap
ring
doon, yung
innocent
addict
eh.
lang. Addict lang, hindi yung ugat. Hindi yung puno dulo. Pero,
Ang dami
meron
ring
din namang iba.
innocenteng patay.
Yun din. Which is kind of ridiculous, pero kind of sad. Kind of sad.
Nasama no itsura ko doon kasi tumawa ako pero I'm not laughing at those innocent.
I know.
Namatay
You're
ako
laughing
dun.
because of what I was saying. I know. Na, then after that, sabi ko, wala na. There's no hope for the Philippines. Kasi balik na naman tayo dito sa politiko na aakitin tayo sa sweet words. Which we all know na hindi mangyayari. But we still
Unity.
believe in them. Tigre ng Norte. Wow.
Solid North. Yeah.
Quality. Utak, inang golden era nga. Hi. Ano yung kinukwento mo sa akin? Yung pinapanood mong The Great. Yung magaling yung tatay niya na emperor tapos siya bano. We have seen that before. Dito naman sa Canada, ganun din. Ang dami nagsasabi. Dito very vocal yung mga tao eh. Nakita ko nga meron kami engineer doon na nakaraan lang, hindi ko nakwento sa'yo. Di pa ako sigurado kung tama yung nakita ko doon sa tuk niya. Kasi nilapag niya yung tuk niya kasi nga winter. So nakatuk siya sa labas. Pagpasok niya, mainit sa sangar. Nakalapag yung jacket niya tsaka yung tuk niya sa lapag. So, pagdaan ko, wait lang, bumalik pa ako. Okay. Nakalagay doon, fuck Trudeau. Natawa ako dun sa ko. I wasn't expecting that. Pero ang dami nga ganun na nakikita ko dito. Kasi like yung sa The Great, sa Russia naman din, magaling tatay, bano yung anak. Ferdinand Marcos, magaling, bano yung anak. Pero magaling in a way, marami rin namatay dun sa time niya. Pierre Trudeau, yung tatay ni Justin Trudeau, magaling. Sabi ng mga tao, bano din yung anak niya. So, kahit gaano ka kapal yung dugo, but you don't share the same mindset, you don't share the same experiences kung paano sila naging ganon yung tatay mo, hindi mo rin talaga magagawa yung ginawa ng tatay mo. Kasi ikaw, lumaki ka sa yaman eh.
You are not your father.
Mismo. Kasi, isipin mo si FEM, kung paano man siya lumaki, I don't know his history. Paano man siya lumaki, paano siya naging ganong katalino, okay. Pero, ang pinag-iba naman doon, nung kay BBM, lumaki na siya doon sa comfort na yung tatay niya magaling eh. Andun siya eh. Kaya kahit sa sports, hindi lahat ng athlete na may tatay na athlete kasing galing sila ng tatay nila. Kasi yung tatay nila laki sa hirap usually, kaya yun lang meron sila. Nagsikap sila para doon. Usually, yung mayaman na sila, yung anak nila, lumaki na sa comfort, so it won't be the same.
Nakagisna na yung
sarap ng buhay. So it won't be the same. The way you handle things won't be the same. The way you look at things won't be the same. So it won't be the same. But anyway, nabulag tayo doon sa yung mga tao pala kasi hindi naman ako bumoto last election kasi nandito na ako. Nabulag yung mga tao doon sa idea na yun. Nakala nila mababalik yung dating sigla ng Pilipinas, which is hindi naman pala masigla when you look at it. And yung vice president, which is yung tatay niya nga yung previous president, so parang, ang galing nun. And which is very good to see din na yung nakikita mo na yung mga bumoto sa kanila na sila na mismo, hindi naman good to see na naghihirap sila. It's really good to see na they themselves realized na we damn fucked up. We done fucked up, man. It's really too late now. But for the next election, for sure, they're gonna try something else. For sure. I don't know who would run next elections. And kailan pa ba election? Bago lang sila nanalo. Last year lang ba? Di ba?
2020, di ba?
2020 ba? 2022. 2022 yata. Kaya 6 years yun eh. Tama ba? Natin. Hindi ko na sure. Ang tagal ko lang. Tuwing ba bumoto? 2016?
2022 nga.
2022 nga kasi 2016 ako bumoto eh. 2016 elections yan, tapos 2022 nga. So meron pa tayong 5 years. Wow, tagal pa pala. Ina na yan.
Sagot na lang natin yung sagot ng mga nanay nila. Magdasal ka lang.
Pray. Ito, Rosary. Pray.
Wala, I mean, ewan ko, yun na, sa ngayon talaga, parang, I feel hopeless for the Philippines.
I do.
I'm
I do
gonna
as
be
well.
honest. Ayun. Na parang feeling ko, tayo na, nakakatamad na, wala nang pag-asa. Parang,
Lalo ngayon, nakangamba pa yung World War III. So, parang, alam mo yun, parang, gusto mo ipaglaban yung Pilipinas pero parang,
wala naman
alam mo yun.
tayong laban eh.
Yun nga parang, anong gagawin? Batoy na silang bato. I mean, okay, may baril tayo. Okay, alam ko naman yun. Pero compared dun sa technology na meron sila, meron tayo mga hand-me-down eh.
Baka
Hand-me-down na binayaran pa
ma-Oppenheimer
natin.
tayo.
Tapos, J. Robert Oppenheimer. Gandang movie. Quality yun.
Anyway.
Anyway, sabi ko na nga ang hirap nga maging not political pero nauwi rin tayo sa politics.
Ay kasi nga, everything is political. And
Like you said.
let's pray
Sucks.
for the Philippines.
Pero anyway, go watch that documentary. It's really good.
Let's support it. Kasi
Let's support it.
we need to raise awareness. We need to
Well,
raise
sayang na natin.
awareness.
Raise awareness for it and to my Canadian friends, kung nanonood ba kayo, it's really good because you'll see how the Filipino culture is talaga. Because I feel like I'm not showing them the culture of the Filipino pag minsan nag-hangout kami. Maliban sa nagluluto lang ako ng mga ilan-ilan na nagugustuhan naman nila and laging benta. Filipino food ngayon lang sila nakatikim ng may lasa. Joke lang. Anyway, it's really good. So, watch it. Who You Become. It's really good. Very well made. Director PJ Raval. I don't know her, but I'm gonna Google her after. So, I'm just curious kung what she looks like. You know what? I'll do it right now. PJ Raval. Kala ko nga AJ Raval yun nung una Oh, Filipino pala si PJ Raval.
Malamang.
Ano siya? PJ Raval is a queer first-generation Filipino-American filmmaker known for his documentary films and underrepresented subcultures and identities within the LGBTQ
Okay,
community.
yun talaga ang forte niya.
Kaya pala may mga rainbow flag dun sa paligid ng mga videos. So marami siyang mga ganun talaga. Mga docu talaga.
Which is maganda. Alam ko yung purpose nitong mga ano na to. Tsaka hindi niya ginagawa lang dahil Filipino. Lahat ng minority groups ginagawa niya ng documentary. So,
Paganda. Anyway. So, quality yun. Panoorin nyo Who We Become. Let's support it. Let's put it on top of the list. Let's put it on the map. Kailangan natin si Travis and Taylor Swift on this para
sa mga Katniel fans, ito muna. Charot.
Mga Katniel fans, sasaktan na kayo Ito naman, let's make these Filipinas talaga understand. And you can see it as well. Very good representation of Phil-Am sa Amerika. So, you'll see naman na yung buhay ng OFW dito, hindi lang puro kaligayahan. Hindi naman din nila pinakita yung sad part, pero anyway, you'll see it when you saw the movie or the documentary. Very good. So, anywho, welcome back to us, and then hopefully there'll be more. Oh, for sure, meron more. Anong hopefully? Anyway, and I'm Caps.
Nakasipan.
See ya for episode 20 next week. And hope you guys still watch us kahit ang tagal namin di nag-post. Thank you very much for your support and I love you guys. Peace out.